Anime versus choreography. Let's lock in.
Animation. This is good animation.
That is good animation. Bro, Demon Slayer got the best animation, hands down. Hands down. If we're talking anime specifically, because I've seen some Chinese, I don't know what you call them. They have their own like name. It's not called anime. Some Chinese cartoons that, bro, they slap. Oh my god.
And this is good choreography.
This show is tough too.
The two get mixed together as one because oftentimes either one can overshadow the other, making it feel like one entity. But there are key distinctions that make these two so obviously different. You're gonna realize you've been watching these all wrong. Well, maybe not all wrong, because this is exactly what some animators want you to think. With extreme budgets and long hours for animation, you can only imagine the stress and difficulty it takes to produce a masterclass fight like this. But is this fight mostly good animation, good choreography, or both? Well, just because it looks smooth doesn't mean the animation is good. And just because the animation is good doesn't mean the choreography is either. You have to ask yourself, what's actually happening on screen? Are we just watching some squiggly lines that look vibrant? Or are we watching two individuals trade punches in an impactful manner? To differentiate between the two, let's first define them. So what is animation? Well, animation is the art of creating the illusion of movement by displaying a sequence of static images or frames rapidly one after another. It's not just about making something move, it's about how it moves. Is it smooth? Is it visually appealing? Does it feel like it meshes well in the world with everything else? Versus choreography, it refers to the careful planning and arrangement of movements, particularly in fight scenes, to create visually engaging and dynamic sequences.
I have to restart, bro. I have to rewatch that anime, bro. I did not like it whenever. I feel like, because I like Tokyo Revengers so much. Oh my, the manga is peak. I'd recommend that to fucking anyone. But I feel like when this junk came out, it was literally just a copy. Like they were just trying to copy Tokyo Revengers. But mind you, the choreography was tough as hell. So I'm low-key gonna rewatch it.
Particularly in fight scenes, to create visually engaging and dynamic sequences. So in simple terms, choreography is the design
Free Run is tough as hell. Y'all should watch it.
It's not just about two characters clashing, but more about tactics, emotion, and the story behind it. It answers the question, why are they moving this way? What are they trying to achieve? And how does each action change the outcome? Think of animation as a style and choreography as a substance. One without the other is just another element, but when used in tandem, can create visual art. So now that we know the differences, let's put them under the microscope. This scene broke the internet when it aired, and visually, it's insane. The flames, the threads, this slow-mo leap while the music swells.
This is what I would say. This is a combination. This is a combination of good choreography and good animation. Bro, tap in. That shit is peak fiction. But you barely got time now because, you know,
it's basically peak anime cinema. But let's pause and ask, what are we actually looking at? The animation is top tier, the camera is dynamic, the effects are dazzling, and the transitions are seamless. But strip away the flashiness and the polished design and really understand what Tanjiro is doing. He's not just slicing wildly, he's adapting, timing his breathing, syncing his movements with Nezuko and Tengen to pull off combos they've never done before. Choreography is telling a story about desperation, teamwork, and most importantly, survival. The animation makes you feel it, but the choreography makes you understand it. And if the scene was all flash and no meaning, just Tanjiro doing flips for no reason and swinging his sword senselessly, it wouldn't have hit the same. But because the motion matters, and every move pushes the fight forward, it executes emotionally and technically. With animation recently, there's been an influx of studios who produce at a high quality to keep up with the demand and compete with the top titles in the space. It used to be that only the best shows had the highest production.
Bro, facts. I feel like, bro, and this is why a lot of animators are getting fucking overworked. But have you seen the shits they're giving to Mappa? Mappa has to damn near animate everything, and then at the level of fucking Sukuna versus Maharaga, like, bro, no, that's just realistically not gonna happen. You're gonna kill people. I feel like we need to dumb it down. It's like it's getting too much. Or, bro, get more animators. Like, I know there are a lot of talented American animators, but like then it's like, bro, why would they go to Japan? You know, I don't know. We need more animators that are passionate about anime. That's what it is. You feel that's why they went on a strike, yo.
But now, even comedy isekai got top tier animation, and for
bro,
many,
like Eminence shouldn't have gotten that good of. Bro, you seen Eminence in the Shadow? animation was tough as
Popular
hell.
shows, you tend to see the more generic copy and paste style that fits your typical anime. Until you're met with something like Demon Slayer, Dandadan, or even Blue Lock. Each of these displays a different style of animation that's unique to only their respective
Blue Lock
anime.
season
And I know
2
Blue
was
Lock may
shit.
be a bit of a head scratcher since the last season had an
Yeah,
extremely questionable
season
slideshows,
2
but they still
was-
cook when they need to. Towards the end of the season, they made up for the issues going on with the production team, but not just with the animation, the choreography as well. Many people
Yeah.
categorize this as just really good animation, but these scenes are more than just visual dopamine hits. They make you feel something in a way that animation can't do alone. The final 2 episodes had textbook
Yeah,
definitions
Jesus
of
Christ.
choreography. Rin losing his
And
mind.
it's so sad because I was such a big fan of that of Seven Deadly Sins.
And going at it with his brother, their movements mimicked that of their past selves, as well as who they were trying to become. Every time Rin moved, it wasn't just to win, it was to rewrite the old narrative of just being the little brother. He wasn't chasing the goal, he was chasing dominance. And the way his body moved with such sharpness, precision, and anger reflected that. And then you have Itsugi, who starts mirroring these movements as well. Not because he wants to follow Rin, but because he wants to consume him. And this is exactly the kind of layered choreography people
Look at that form. Oh my god. Look at that form. Yeah, nah, it's a thing, bro. When I tell you Blue Lock, oh my, how do I start even explaining Blue Lock? Blue Lock is about everything but this fucking ball right here. You barely see this ball. There's a plan. No, oh my god, bro. Right now in the manga, one of the players to learn how to play soccer more. I want you to just guess what he's doing. Like, take a wild guess. Take a wild guess as to what one of the players is doing as training to get better at soccer. Nigga, he's in the army with a sniper. He's training. Oh my god, he's training sniping. There's no way. What the fuck? Does Ego have go? Ego is basically their coach. We don't know what that man is on. I don't know the correlation, bro.
miss when they're just focused on the flashy animation. The animation sells the flash with Izuki and his adaptive final goal, but the choreography shows the calculations of every step, every decoy, and every doubt in his mind leading him to this exact moment. So can you imagine if you decided to stop watching because of the style of this season? You would have missed out on the best adaptation of a sport in the last 5 years. And I mean, animation styles can be the difference maker for whether or not someone sticks around for the show.
Basket?
I mean, you can have the best story, set of characters, and power system, but if it's not visually appealing, nobody cares. Titles like T-Bait and Tower of God are excellent examples. Each of these manhwa have some of the best stories, even better than its more popular counterparts like Solo.
Bro, T-Bait is so much better than Solo Leveling, but nobody is gonna understand that because, like, well, unless you read the manhwa, but like only anime watchers are not gonna understand like how bad T-Bait God did. Like the beginning after the end, nobody is gonna understand that, bro. Like, yo, look at this shit, bro. Who is watching, bro? Who is watching
Examples.
this, bro? Who did this? Is like an actual scene. Like this isn't an edit or a fan animation. This is
Not
an
visually
actual
appealing,
scene.
nobody
This is an actual scene. Hold up, look at this.
Each of these
That's this. Like this is an act. Like these are actual scenes, and he's not editing anything. Oh my goodness.
the animation is just piss poor, but Solo Leveling has executed the animation choreography combo
Perfectly.
flawlessly from its initial release. The story does not matter because it feeds that one thing the vast majority can appreciate: eye candy. I mean, just look at these visuals. It's near impossible to think that something like this would not be popular, regardless of how much better the writing is. With that, it raises the question: can an anime have horrible animation but still have great choreography? Well, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, the
Naruto.
biggest titles are guilty of this exact formula. Naruto,
Yeah.
One Punch.
Literally off the bat, Naruto. Naruto's animation was like shit for the longest. Even One Piece. One Piece animation was shit for the longest. And I don't know why he put Saitama in there. Saitama has amazing animation. But
Man, Berserk, and even Dragon Ball Super. With Naruto, there are certain fights that have amazing sequences, like his fight versus Pain. They use creative movements, impact frames to capture the severity of the situation, but if you truly nitpick at this fight, the animation was pretty bad. Aside from the basic pausing and seeing horrible frames, the entire fight was camouflaged by the actual fighting itself. Just give it a second and it'll make sense. When giving the animators more room creatively, they use less polish and add more meaningful movement that will have a higher impact on what's actually happening on screen. Because the truth is, clean lines are optional, but the clarity of the motion is not. Take One Punch Man Season 2 for instance. The budget took a nosedive, the frames got chunky, and people yelled animation downgrade. But if you watch Garo's alley
Loki.
fight, it tells a different story. The camera barely moves, the lighting's low, yet every dodge, sweep, and counter tells you exactly who's controlling the tempo. That's choreography carrying bad animation. The same deal with Dragon Ball Super's early episodes. Remember when Goku fought Beerus in space? The characters were wobbly, but the timing of each ki blast volley still sells Beerus' test in Goku, forcing him to stretch further and further. Going from the movie to this was brutal, but understandable from a budget standpoint. There really is no point in spending money on something
Man, Goku
twice
fell off, bro.
when you can get the same message across. And then there's 2016 Berserk. CGI nightmares aside, look at Guts' footwork in these scenes. The sword arcs are deliberately huge so you can feel the weight. The camera cuts wide so you can read the spacing. Ugly frames, but the choreography respects the characters fighting. So the scene works well if you squint past the PlayStation 2 textures. So when dissecting the differences with animation and choreography, there are a few key takeaways. Read the intent behind it and not just the pixels. If you can follow and see the goal behind every
That's gonna be hard for a lot of people though, because a lot of people want to just like a lot of people just want to sit and just watch animation, and I think it's so bad because it's like we're at a point where it's like a lot of people. First off, attention spans have gone a lot worse, so a lot of people don't want to quote unquote waste their time, right? So it's like if they're not 10 out of 10, sure, like you should be using good animation like as a thumbnail, like to get people hooked, like probably just in like the first episode or something. But like, if your anime is shit, not shit, but like, you not only can you not tell what the story is about on the first episode, and the animation isn't good, a lot of people are not gonna watch your shit unless like you get like some anime people to like, I say anime people, some anime content creators to shout it out. But you haven't watched Solo Leveling. Like Rusty, what are you talking about? Code Geass is good too. The animation was shit, but the story was perfect. I've heard.
movement, then chances are choreography is winning. And if it's much simpler but beautiful
Yeah,
with
lock in.
unimpactful movement, then animation is winning. So the next time
You can't say I'm there, but you haven't watched any of it. You see what I'm saying? You're like, hey, you see what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, it's a guy good. Okay, like you'll fuck with it type shit. Okay, my fault.
it's much simpler but beautiful with unimpactful movement, then animation is winning. So the next time you're watching a fight scene and your thought is, this looks insane, pause. Ask yourself, is it just pretty or is it saying something? Because when animation and choreography actually work well, and style meets the substance, you get the scenes that do more than just look good.
Free Run is so tough.
Actually push the story and the characters forward. And that's the difference between a good and a great one. And once you start seeing it like this, you'll realize it's not just about what moves on screen, it's about why it moved. Because in anime, motion is connected to emotion. And the best scenes don't just show you the fight, they make you feel.
They do make you feel it. He low-key spin. He's low-key spin. I think it's dumb that to make your anime like, you know, really good, it has to, but it's like, it's the market we're in, bro. You have to compete with the tippity top, and the tippity top has best animation, like really good animation, so you're gonna have to compete with that. Because it's like, why would I watch that when I can watch this that has amazing animation and a good story, and then you have this one right here that's just a good story, you know? But with that though, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We had an amazing stream today. We're going on 200 days. Today was day 3. Do you guys want to raid? Nah, I'm not feeling like a raid today. We're in our time. Look, I appreciate everyone who came through. Zinky, appreciate you. Rusty, appreciate you. Ray, appreciate you. Derek, appreciate you. Who else? I'm missing somebody. Sometimes. One Piece now has like one of the best animations, like animators in animation, and it's still one of the best stories. But at the beginning, yeah, it didn't have good animation, but it was still a good story. But then again, it's like, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think because it's like why should us like okay best animations don't have the best story, right? It's like why should the story that's shit have more budget than the story that's good? Like from a business perspective, that just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like that's like you would be losing. Like if you were the dude with a good story, you would want to get the best animation for your story. You know? Because even like the animators, like no, like well, sometimes they animate shit, but it's like no, like an animation studio is gonna like take on a John if they know it's not gonna do good. A rushed, yeah, true, 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 true. You have to take into the like scheduling. Scheduling is like, bro, am I releasing one episode every week? Like, bro, we be like waiting for that shit to pass by, but at the same time, it's like, bro, that should be hard.